I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider. From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas.
Just
I'm
win,
a
baby.
player, a boss player. And if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider. From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Cause I'm a player, boss player. And if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider.
What is going on, Real Raiders podcast? We are back finally. It's been a month. Sorry, we didn't mean to do that.
It's been so long.
You know, life happens, and
Yeah.
that's all we can say.
Yep.
That's all it is. No excuses, man. But glad to be back. Glad to finally be talking about Raider Nation again. And you know, I'm your host, Victor Freeze, and I'm here with the one and only, the co-host with the most,
Mari Mars.
There we go. You
That's
know
right.
that? That's right. You know that's right.
And you know that, man.
So, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened since we've been gone for a month, but we're just going to talk about the most recent one because obviously you guys probably keep track of other channels that talk about this stuff daily. So we're just going to talk about the most relevant stuff that's going on right now. Mario, hit him with the 3 topics that we're talking about today.
The first one is just the news and notes, right? I mean, we've been gone for a week, month, 2 weeks, a month. It's been quite a while, so there's a little bit of things the Raiders have been in the news, and a lot of people know that this is the downtime of the NFL season is right now. There's nothing going on in July.
I think this episode is like a news and notes type thing.
Yeah, exactly, right? So we're going to dive into, obviously, the Davante Adams talk. Mm-hmm. We can't forget about Carl Nassib, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came out as the first active gay player. We'll kind of dive into our opinions, and I have a strong take on my behalf, which is not controversial at all, but I will kind of dive into it. And what's the last one, Vic?
We have the Derek Carr extension.
Derek Carr extension, yes, sir.
And then the main topic, pretty much amongst the board, is the slot position battle right now. Slot cornerback. Yes, sir. Who's going to run away with that starting position?
Mm-hmm.
So let's kick it off, Mariano. Jump it. We're rusty. Sorry. Jump it off with the fucking news and notes.
Yeah. So obviously, Carl Nassib came out, right? And the biggest thing, I remember before he came out, there was talk whether or not he was going to be cut or not, right? So at this point, with him coming out as the first active gay player, what would happen to the Raiders if they did end up cutting him?
Yeah, that's true. Like, it looks bad.
It's a very bad look now, right? So that was kind of like what was running through my mind when he came out, whether he would be traded or if he was going to be just flat out cut. Now, it's this far into the offseason, which is looking very slim. I think that ultimately the Raiders have to keep him on the roster. Otherwise, it's going to be a terrible, terrible look.
And it was, before he came out, there was a lot of talk of he was supposed to be traded even during the draft. That was back in April, right? Mm-hmm. Like prior, like right before the draft, and nothing came about that. We talked about this before. We're waiting on that Carl Nassib either cut or
and that
traded.
Was before he even broke news on him coming out.
Exactly.
Right?
So the Raiders had all intentions of doing this, and I know at this point it looks bad, but also one thing to consider is if they do cut him, it's $10 million dead cap hit too. So that's just another thing.
We don't want that dead cap hit. And honestly, Carl Nassib was making plays, man.
Yeah.
You know, when he was in, I don't know what was going on. I don't think anyone knows. Maybe he was just not playing well when he was benched like halfway through the year last year.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he was putting pressure on the quarterback and doing his job. So I think that he most certainly has a role on this team. But I guess only time will tell moving forward. Yeah. Now, the next thing that we're going to kind of get into is the Davante Adams and Derek Carr love fest that's been going on. Because that's kind of what's been happening, right? I mean, they've been going back and forth with interviews saying, I would love to play with Davante. I'd buy him a car. I would do whatever it is that I'd like to do. What's your take on that, Vic? Do you think that would be a strong move, or Would you like that?
I would love, of course, to have Davante Adams on the team. But, everyone's getting all hyped up with the conversation back and forth, but there's like a realization of the business that is the NFL, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So one thing we do have to take note is Aaron Rodgers going to stay with the Packers, because then that solidifies Davante staying with the Packers, He said that's a big deciding factor on where he's going to play or his moves are, Aaron Rodgers staying with the Packers. That's one thing. Also, the Packers aren't going to let a player like that just go, you know what I'm saying? They do have a franchise tag. That's something to keep in mind as well. So realistically speaking, we would probably have to trade for Davante Adams. What that capital would be, probably a first round, maybe even 2, to be honest with you.
Would you give up Henry Ruggs and a first for Davante?
Damn. Henry Ruggs and a first, bro.
That's a tough one, huh?
That is, bro. I mean, honestly, it's guaranteed production versus potential at that point. So, I wouldn't mind like a later first round giving that up. And Bryan Edwards would be easier, obviously, than Henry Ruggs. But I guess I wouldn't mind. No, it's Davante Adams versus Henry Ruggs. I know we're waiting to see the process right now, but Davante Adams is a proven commodity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And especially with the chemistry that he has with Derek Carr, it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah, it would be a tempting trade to say the least. Now that was kind of a trick question because I wouldn't do it. I was just curious if Vic would, you know what I mean? For the most part, just because Henry Ruggs offers a different dimension to the offense. Yeah. Outside of Henry Ruggs, I mean, mind you, we do have a couple other speedy guys like John Brown and Willie Snead, and I don't know if Willie Snead is necessarily that speedy guy anymore.
Yeah, anymore.
But ultimately, I think that I would give up a first-round pick for Davante Adams. You see, the Raiders got a first-round pick for Amari Cooper, so he'll probably demand a little more than what we traded Amari for. And the last thing that we're going to kind of touch on, Vic, is what?
The Derek Carr extension.
Derek Carr extension. Do you think that it would be smart to, let's say, extend him now before the season?
So there's the whole thing. There's the devil's advocate, right? So you're either on the side of I love Carr. It'd be great to extend him right now, get it early on, because the QB market's always going to go up, especially with the cap extending the way it's supposed to after this offseason, with all the COVID stuff affecting the cap, right? Right. So there's that, and then there's the side of, has Carr worked his way into this money, just like all these other quarterbacks, like Patrick Mahomes or something like that, right? Like, Carr is a good quarterback, we understand that, but it's the win and losses, understand? And that's what people are like frustrated about with Derek Carr. Right. So there's two sides of the coin, right? So for me, I personally, I like Derek Carr's play. I know he's not the issue. I've said it on this channel before, Derek Carr has no issue, right? So getting ahead of the curve right now would be ideal, because then we'll get another Darren Waller situation, or who else do we have on a good contract? Unique Ngakoue, things like that.
Ngakoue. Yeah, I think that they've certainly positioned themselves to where we're not going to have these massive dead cap contracts, which Reggie McKenzie kind of dug us a hole with, man. I mean, look, we're still paying Rodney Hudson even after we traded him. Yeah. They're doing strictly 1 to 2 year contracts. As far as myself goes, I'd say I'm all for it. Let's get DC extended. And that's mostly because, I witnessed the Raiders going through 20 different starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, franchise quarterback for hella long.
Yeah, everyone from like Tuiasosopo to Bruce Gradkowski, right?
TP2 experiment.
Jason Campbell, Andrew Walters, Jamarcus Russells, the list goes on. And we finally get this quarterback in Derek Carr, who, when he goes to sling the rock, he can sling it as well as anyone. It's just, there's always stuff that you need to work on, whether it be pocket presence, not fumbling the football. That's kind of a big thing with Derek, right?
Making plays on third down,
making plays, running, which he did. This year he's gotten
better. Yeah,
he's gotten progressively better every single year that he's been with John Gruden. So ultimately, as far as quarterbacks go, let's not forget that Rich Gannon was very old when John Gruden got his hands on Rich Gannon. He was an OG. He was in his mid-30s, right?
Yep.
33 or 34 or something like that. So honestly, nowadays in the NFL, with quarterbacks with Derek Carr's build, this is kind of the prime of his career. He's seeing pretty much every defense that they throw at him, and he's been in the same system for multiple years now.
Yeah.
Which is huge, man. I mean,
and every year it's just proven just better.
Yeah.
The numbers don't lie, bro. It just gets better.
Exactly.
Obviously, continuity amongst his skills positions too is only they're gonna get better. He's gonna get better. So it's just gonna keep on building, bro.
Right, 100%. And honestly, if we were to drop another quarterback in from a different team, let's just say we got Russell Wilson or one of these quarterbacks that have talked about wanting to come to the Raiders, do you really think that they'd be able to pick John Gruden's offense up in an offseason?
It's just like an example, like when we got Carson Palmer, and he got shoved into our offense mid-season,
Right.
He wasn't the same Carson Palmer, and he still had to get acclimated. Also, he didn't want to play for us, too.
Right.
That's another story.
Then there's that.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying? Shoving a quarterback in the middle of the season would not... I mean, I understand you've seen some of these plays or reviewed different terminology. It's just a lot to soak in, especially John Gruden's, complex.
Yeah. Next level offense. Ultimately, I'd say let's do it. Let's keep him. His skill players are getting progressively better. I mean, we have offensive weapons all over the field.
Yeah.
For this offense.
So the other question would be, what would be the number? What do you think he deserves? Was he in 30?
I'd say high 30s because Dak Prescott just got, 40 mil?
Yeah.
Right? And I would consider them in the same boat. I honestly think Derek Carr is better than Dak Prescott as far as throwing the ball.
Yeah. One thing.
High 30s.
I hope maybe high 20s. He loves being a Raider so much. He said so. I would rather retire than play for any other team. Maybe he gives us
I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he did that.
I bet you his agent was like, what the fuck, Derek?
Yeah, no,
what
exactly.
are you doing?
Right, because you basically give up all your leverage, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And in business, leverage is everything. So ultimately, I don't think each and every quarterback that signs that's upcoming, right? Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
They're going to get fucking banked.
They're going to get banked, and that needle is going to keep moving up and up and up and up, right? So the sooner you do it, the faster you can get ahead of the curve. I remember when Derek Carr signed this contract that he's currently on, everyone was blown out of the water. Highest paid, broke the record for highest paid player in the league.
Yeah, now he's 19th highest paid quarterback.
Yeah, exactly, right? He's only making 20-something mil now with zero guarantees.
Yeah.
So, honestly, ideal situation for me, I would love to see an additional 2 years on Derek Carr's contract without seeing him take another snap, right? 2 years, let's just say 65 mil. I think that's fair. 2 years, 65 mil.
That's not a bad number.
Yeah, exactly. That's about 32.5 million per year.
Or we could just cut his ass and start Mariota. No.
I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. Although I would like to see Mariota get some burn this year.
Got some little sizzle up into this podcast,
Yeah, there you go. I like it. With the hot take.
Now, I do like Mariota and his one start that he did have with this. He looked very poised and made some plays, but it's different playing the whole season and with his track record,
Can you stay healthy? Yeah, exactly. Derek Carr is a hell of a quarterback, man. And I'll tell you what, I'm very excited. I mean, there's so many question marks, right? The offensive line. Why didn't they sign Kenyon Drake? And I listen to Raider Nation Radio every single day. And just FYI, your boy Q just got promoted to the director of everything on that radio station. So that dude is like a role model for me. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but it's Locked On Raiders podcast.
Hey, Mariano put me on that podcast. That's a good podcast.
He is the best, man. So we're kind of chasing his greatness. He's such an inspiration to us. So shout out to Q and congrats on that promotion. But that radio station is going to get even better. I was listening to Pritch and Clay, and they were saying that, Derek Carr can probably get $40 million a year. Simple as that. But only time will tell. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they get it done before the season starts. So the sooner the better. The cheaper, cheaper for us. So
yeah, sure.
Moving on to the next topic, Mariano. We have the slot position battle right now. It's kind of in the air right now. So as of right now, Nevin Lawson is slated to be our starting cornerback in the slot, right? We do know that he's suspended for 2 games?
2 games.
Right. So that means Amik Robertson will have a shot to hold that down and continue to do so, maybe once Nevin Lawson comes back.
As well as Nate Hobbs.
Yes, Nate Hobbs is pushing for it too, but there's been like mixed reports, because I've been hearing, early on I was hearing they're doing great, and then they've been reporting later that they're not progressing at the level that they want them. They've been doing cool, right?
Sure.
But it's not at the rate that they want them to hold down that position, right? Yeah. So it's like, at this point, do we stick with our guys or do we go to the free agency pool? Because there is some players still available. Yeah. So what's your take on the position?
For me, I'm really excited about Nate Hobbs. I think he has the right attitude. He kind of reminds me of a young Richard Sherman. So when Richard Sherman was drafted out of Stanford to Seattle, he was a 5th round draft pick.
Yeah.
Nate Hobbs was a 4th round draft pick. And everything that he says, I just love his attitude. He's lengthy, he's got speed, he's got good ball skills. So
we've intangibles to be a Gus Bradley corner.
Yeah, exactly. So from my point of view, I want to see. I don't think Amik Robertson is the guy for the job. That's just me. Obviously, I could be wrong, right? We've only seen him a little bit. He went from playing outside corner in college to trying to move inside. Yeah. But when he did play, he was getting toasted on these deep crossing routes. So ultimately, I'd love to see Nate Hobbs. I know what we're going to get out of Nevin Lawson. Coach Bradley's had some good phrases about him and has spoke highly of Nevin Lawson, but ultimately we know what we get.
Yeah.
You use performance-enhancing drugs and you get toasted. So, ultimately, Stephon Gilmore is on the
final year of his contract
on NFL Network right now. He's on the final year of his contract, but he wants to get paid. So, ultimately, I want to see what we got within our team as we speak, and I hope that Nate Hobbs is the guy.
Yeah, I don't want Nevin Lawson, though. I don't want Nevin Lawson starting at all. I don't know
I agree.
how he got slated as the first cornerback. Maybe just because of his veteran presence. I don't know, dude. But I want to see either Amik or Nate Hobbs, take control of that position. In the first 2 games, we're going to find out if they have what it takes to take it for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Another thing I wouldn't mind, there's 2 free agents that are good cornerbacks good slot cornerbacks. Had to think about that one for a second. Good slot cornerbacks, but we have Brian Poole and was it Steve Nelson? That played for Pittsburgh last year.
Okay.
Steve Nelson, if you watch Pittsburgh Steelers like that last season, he was a big reason why that defense was like on top
lights
of
out.
Yeah.
And TJ Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick and
but he was always where he was supposed to be, and he was making plays left and right too. That guy's If you watch the game, the defense, Steve Nelson was making plays for that Pittsburgh Steelers defense. He plays more outside though, so that's the issue. Brian Poole traditionally is more of an inside guy.
Yeah.
And his numbers have been amazing in the slot. He has a proven track record. I think he's played over like 700 snaps last season in the slot, and he was probably one of the best slot corners ranked out last season. So I don't know. What do you think about those guys?
I think that it wouldn't be bad to get more experience.
I mean, cut Nevin Lawson and get to those guys.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, we got to keep in mind that we do have Ken Crawley as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do got another veteran, which Coach Bradley has mentioned him,
Rasul Douglas.
and Rasul Douglas as well. Do we got Ken Crawley? We don't have Ken Crawley. I'm sorry, I was thinking Rasul Douglas.
Yeah, Rasul Douglas.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that. I was like, wait, what? What? Is
Yeah,
there another?
no. That was a brain fart. I meant Rasul Douglas, so we got to keep that in mind that we do have some veteran presence. And obviously, Damon Arnett, man. What's going to go on with Damon Arnett this year?
Yeah, I think.
What do you think's going to happen?
David Arnett is gonna get in the rotational, so he's gonna get on both sides with Hayward and Mullen. And he's just gonna be learning this year, man. He's gonna be a situational player. You know, when the other guys gas out, probably mostly Hayward, because Mullen, you know, he's in on damn near every down.
Play.
Yeah, so,
Yeah. I'm excited for Mullen this year.
Yeah, bro. Mullen's a dog.
He's got the skills to do it.
Especially with the better surrounding cast around him, is going to make his job way easier too.
And I think Ngakoue, I think that the defense is going to be much improved.
Especially under Gus Bradley. I have way more hope for the defense this season, bro.
And you know, just Gus Bradley's like energy, you know, energy is very contagious, whether it's positive or negative energy. You can feel that with him, you know, just his positive energy.
And if you just look at freaking Paul Gunther, he's just like football, like he doesn't want to be there, bro. Like
he's just like, would you
like
want to play
the
for
check,
him?
Bro?
You know, yeah, like I wouldn't want to play for him.
Exactly.
But that's just me. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Gus Bradley's gonna get this thing going. In week 1, we got the Ravens, so this is going to be a true test. At the same time, Gus Bradley was the defensive coordinator for the Chargers when they whooped Lamar Jackson's ass.
Yeah.
That's when he was putting like 8 DBs on the field.
Yeah.
Remember? So he does things that it's up to date with today's football. You can't have these thumper middle linebackers anymore just running downhill.
That's why we got the Divine Diablos and the
Tanner Muses, right.
Yeah.
So I'm very pumped for this defense this year, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. If it all gels together, I think the pieces are there. We say this every offseason, but
I think
the pieces are there.
Right.
It's just a more inspiring cast. I feel like we got together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only position I could think of is the slot, and on the defensive tackle position, I would like a little more invested in it. But,
sure.
But at this point, I other than that, it's pretty solid, especially with the new edge pieces and the secondary that we acquired. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. You know, Trayvon Merrick, I really want to see what he's gonna do. I wish he would have rocked number 7, like I've said before.
That would have been dope.
That would have been dope as fuck, man. I think he didn't take 7 because Zay Jones wanted it. He probably came to him and told him like, "Hey, I'm the vet and I'm taking 7, homie." You know. I did see a report that Zay Jones is gonna get a lot of burn this year. I think I seen it on Bleacher Report, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, it makes sense. That boy always puts in hard work in the offseason.
You see
Derek
it, right?
And everything, but it's just when it comes to the season, it's like he's just like a ghost, you know?
Right.
So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
We can't talk. We just like
we're just drifting. It's all right, man.
It's been a month. Sorry.
Yeah, we got a lot of different little things that we want to touch on, you know. So.
So that concludes the slot cornerback position, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we touched on everything that we wanted to touch on, right?
Yep.
All right, man. So this is the Real Raiders podcast. This has been great to finally be back. Like I said before, once the season comes, we're gonna be whoop, 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 every week. You know what I'm saying? On top of it, especially when preseason starts, we're gonna get more active too. Life happens. That's all I can say. No excuses. Life just happens, man.
It's been hard out here.
These content creators, I don't know how they do it. Sanjeet puts out a video every day.
Right.
Mitchell Renz puts out a video every day. Samoan Raider every other day. You guys, props to you guys, man.
Yeah, straight up.
It's excellent content every time, too.
Yeah, 100%.
This one video I do once a week is like, damn.
Nah, Vic is the man behind the scenes, though, as far as our videos go, man. I mean, hats off to Vic. I really do appreciate him and all the hard work that he does. You know what I mean? So, someone's got to give you some love, man, you know?
For sure, I appreciate it, my brother. But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys too. We haven't been active on the Instagram or nothing, but we're gonna get back on that too.
Yeah.
Definitely get that back up and rolling. But
so like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. If you guys think we're full of shit, just let us know. It's okay. We can take the
little criticism,
constructive criticism. It's all good. If you loved it, let us know that too. If you can share it with all your friends, obviously that is gonna help us tremendously, right? If we can start getting some sponsors, maybe get a couple guests. If you guys want to be, in on the show.
Oh yeah, speaking of that,
let us know.
I got the Google Voice number right here.
Yeah.
Let me get it right here.
That's right.
I did that and I forgot. I totally forgot. All right, Marno. Read it off so it's going to pop up down here on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, so to call into the show, you're going to call 415-634-9086. That's so you guys can jump in, give us your thoughts, let us know. Moving forward, we'll drop it at the beginning of the show, as well as at the end. And then let's say that you guys do leave a voicemail. That'll be one of our segments towards the end of the show. Just like Q with the Locked On Raiders podcast. I'm not trying to bite him too much, but like I said, he is an inspiration to me. And, man, I just want to be like you when I get older, Q. That's
also, side note, with this one, you can also text it, too. So if you want to text in your question or whatever, too. So, but it'd be cool. You can hear your voice. We'll put your voice on the thing, too.
Yeah.
I prefer the voice, but if you want to text it, too. Whatever you guys want to do. But that's the number. It's down here. It'll be right here during this whole segment. And it'll go off now. Okay. But that's it, y'all. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. I know it's been a minute, but we're going to be on it.
That's right.
And it's been a pleasure talking about the Raider Nation. And this is the Real Raiders Podcast. We're out of here.